Come with me on some of my New York City adventures this spring where we'll celebrate the incredible accomplishments of some of these women who helped shape this vibrant metropolis. From pioneering activists to groundbreaking artists and leaders, come learn the inspiring history of these amazing women who helped shape the city that never sleeps. The Jewish Museum is housed in a stunning Gilded Age mansion on Museum Mile. The museum is currently displaying 24 photographs of the iconic collars of former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ginsburg's legacy will be closely associated with her advocacy for gender equality and women's rights. Marta Minuzian is an Argentinian performance artist that I hadn't heard of until I visited the Jewish Museum a few weeks ago. Throughout her career, she continued to explore the intersections of art, society, and politics, utilizing her work as a means to comment on cultural norms, political events, and the pervasive influence of consumerism. Gabby Agion's House of Chloe was revolutionary in the 1950s fashion world as she aimed to create a line of ready-to-wear clothes, combining the quality and elegance of stiff haute couture with the practicality and accessibility of off-the-rack clothing. I've seen images of the gorgeous Eldridge Street Synagogue for a while, and I knew I wanted to make a stop here eventually. The Eldridge Street Synagogue, located on the Lower East Side, is a significant historical and cultural landmark, encapsulating over a century of American Jewish history. Opened in 1887, it was the first synagogue built by Eastern European Jews in the U.S., symbolizing the growing presence and cultural identity of Jewish immigrants in America. There was recently an exhibition, 28 Remarkable Women and One Scoundrel, standing as a testament to resilience, heritage, and the diverse tapestry of American society. These women, living on the Lower East Side at the turn of the 20th century, made enormous contributions not only to the local community, but the country as a whole. Established in 1988, the Tenement Museum occupies a preserved tenement building at 97 Orchard Street, home to nearly 7,000 working-class immigrants from over 20 nations from the 19th to the 20th century. I recently took the Tenement Women Tour 1902, offering a powerful and intimate look at the lives of immigrant women, honoring their struggles and celebrating their contribution to American history. We explored the apartment of one woman who managed the household while her husband ran a garment factory in the apartment. We then explored the apartment where a group of women organized the 1902 kosher meat boycott. These incredibly strong women demanded their rights even before they had rights as citizens. An inspiration to future generations of women everywhere, it brings me to one of the most well-known women's rights movements. The reason this video took so long to put together is that I knew I wanted to include this new Broadway musical. Sups transferred from off-Broadway a major hit, and it did not disappoint. It's a brief 7-year history of the suffrages, their struggles, and ultimate success in passing the 19th Amendment. Of course, you learned about this movement as a kid in school, but it resonates differently as an adult, especially at a time when women's rights and voting rights are at stake. Often funny with memorable music, the show packs a lot of history in a quick 2.5 hours. Still, I was left wanting more. In the meantime, keep marching. The recent exhibition from the Metropolitan Museum Costume Institute, Women Dressing Women, featured over 70 female designers from the turn of the 20th century to present day. Throughout history, the garment industry in Europe was male-dominated. Yet, as America formed and grew, dressmaking became seen as women's work. And as women's voices were becoming louder in the earlier 20th century on issues like voting, labor rights were also being fought. While I do not consider myself fashionable by any stretch of the imagination, I certainly appreciate not only the beautiful garments, but also how the history of design was directly impacted by women's growth of independence and individuality. One of my favorite spring events to check out is the annual Orchid Show at the New York Botanical Garden. It's a quick trip on the Metro-North train line from Grand Central Station or the 125th subway station. Each year, the show features a different theme, highlighting the diversity and beauty of these flowers that come in so many different species, from delicate miniatures to large flowered varieties. Florals in fashion is the theme for 2024, and this year they amplified this event by showcasing 3 female designers, each crafting their own fashion designs from various orchids and other organic materials. I hope you enjoyed this video. Each location was intended to be short clips of the fun and interesting things I find around New York City. I quickly realized that they all had a singular ribbon running through them, a bunch of kick-ass women. As this project went along, I kept pulling the thread to unravel more and more accomplishments of these remarkable women. Please like and subscribe for more adventures.